the teams are in the arena. So leading the way in the orange, it is Amy Richards riding Indy, and that will be the team of Top and Tails.
And in the red, coming up behind, we have the brother and sister team, Send It Siblings.
And then behind, also in red, it is Amy Fordham, and she's riding Archie, and they'll be making up the team with Spare Parts.
In the pink and grey, we have Annette for Just Wing It.
And then we've got Emily Gray in the green and stars.
And coming up behind, Dead Pigeon in the green there, Charlie Bust riding Orangy Boom.
Now, this is going to be a good heat, I think, Ross. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm also slightly worried about what's going to happen because it's been a grueling heat from Heat 1 and all the teams pushed and did everything they could. They literally put their bodies on the line to take a win. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a loud and noisy show, so we might as well start as we mean to go on. Our riders of Horseboarding UK. You can clap, it's fine. This isn't like other equestrian events. The more noise you make, the faster they will go. The adrenaline will get inside the horses, the board riders and the horse riders, and they'll go faster and crash even harder. Or make it round, that's what we're really hoping for.
Yes, Tom, I think all the talk behind the scenes has been about the ground. There's the boarders struggling with it and lots of bruises. There's also somebody broke their truck. Aidan for Dead Pigeon and Chill Winston actually broke one of his trucks on his board. So the ground's it's basically a bit of a struggle for a few of these people, but that is the challenge and they've got to get over that. They had the same problem in Bowood a couple of weeks ago where it rained heavily and the ground turned into a massive sponge.
So before we get the racing started, I need to announce several course warnings. Turn 1, the long straight, that has now got a course warning on it, so horse riders be aware and board riders be aware. The weave also has a course warning in the centre, and then the turn on to the weave by the chicane end has a course warning. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that it is of paramount interest that the riders take real caution in these areas and pay attention to what they're doing because the ground is starting to cut up. But now we've got the team of Dead Pigeon. It's 8 times national champion Charlie Buss on the horse. It's world record holder Aidan Beamish, and it's Orangy Boom. This makes Dead Pigeon as they start the first race.
Yeah, they've gone out very fast already. I bet they want to get this done, and this is what they're doing. That's very fast into the first corner, 25, so that looks good already looking back this morning. And Aidan taking a good wide line there, looking very composed so far as they come right round that top corner. Not as much problems on this looking close to them. They're looking very smooth indeed, so let's see if they can just put a bit of pace on this and get a good time down.
Yeah, you have to be riding the outside lines as a board rider now. There's such big divots on every inside line where the horses have been. The ground is soft and spongy, and as they go into the weave, remember that's got a course warning on it, and they've got through nice and clean. A bit messy, but great work from both parts.
Yeah, that's really important for them. They couldn't do the weave earlier on today, so that could be massive. And a lot of these teams have been struggling with the weave due to the ground that it runs through. So let's see as they come up to the 90 degree here. A lot of the boarders had problems with their arm pull off this corner. And
55 seconds on the split there, Ross, as they go into the chicane. This is where they've got to duck and weave each side, following as the team on 2 red back boots, double gates. Aidan takes the wide line, cutting right through the bad stuff.
Yeah, having to take it two-handed, basically all the pull is going down that line. Aidan having to work his arms, but his legs are going to be the things that will be calling out to him as they basically take this top quarter. What was that? 15 miles per hour, but Orangy Boom slightly running out of speed here. They're finding the ground hard going as well, and that's a good first run for this team.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dead Pigeon with the first completed run of 93.83 seconds. Now that sounds like a lot, Ross, but this course is huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously hard for the boarders and the horses endurance-wise, but it's also very big, and so it's got all the problems with it in one sandwich.
Yeah, you've got soft, heavy ground, which is slowing everyone down. You've then got this thick grass, which is heavy on the borders, their legs, and then you've got the size. Usually we'd see from an arena like this, on our usual conditions, that we'd be, people be pushing 32 miles an hour. where you can see the difference, the marked difference in pace.
Yeah, they're only getting about sort of late 20s today, but that's still very good on some of the ground around here. So we'll have to see if that gets faster as the ground changes slightly as it dries up.
So this is the team of Send It siblings, brother-sister combination. It's Vanilla on the horse and it's brother Josh on the board. Josh did struggle with his legs and his stamina on the last round, but they said their team tactics maybe just go faster and hope he can hold on until the end.
Yeah, you can see on the straights he's having to lean right back, and that's just on the straights. That's how much pull and drag he's getting on the ground. So it's obviously very difficult for the boarders, but that's a challenge they've got to do it. A lot of these teams are learning, and it's a great experience for them as well as fitness. 90 degree, about 33 on the spit, 34. So that's a pretty good start for them. They're looking pretty smooth.
You gotta remember, like doing this sport, this arena is like half the size bigger, well, in time, the amount of time it's taken to get around, it's taking about 30 seconds longer, but doing a normal course is the equivalent of 100 squats in a minute. Like, how many do you reckon Josh is doing right now?
Especially around some of those corners where he's getting right down, and that's where you've got to fight, ladies and gentlemen. That's where some of these boarders are going to dig in, and some of them are going to spill, and that's the difference between 12 miles per hour going to that corner. Josh is getting right down there on his board. He's just taking it all one arm, Tom.
He's just got to stick to the outside now. Vanella's just got to hold the pace. Don't put anything on. Don't actually add. Keep the consistency with that ball, because this is a great run. Josh working very hard to stay on as they cross the finish line. It's a time. Oh, and it's through. That looked it clear round to me. It's 83.39. We'll wait for the referee confirmation. Did he make it?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm pretty sure he made it, yes. Good call, Layla, our referee. It always feels good to pull it afterwards, doesn't it? And well done, Josh. Well done to that team.
Don't forget your rope. His legs look like they're gone. Do you reckon he's going to make another round? Like, I think he's going to need something to get him going for the next one. Maybe someone in the pits massage his legs, bring him back to life.
Yeah, it's going to be a long old day for some of these teams. It's very, very hard work out there, but you're going to see the fitness come through. And then we have teams like this coming into the arena, Tom, who are brand new. This team's called Absolutely Fabulous, and we saw them earlier on today. What do you think of them?
Do you know what? As a team that's come in, they did their assessment last night here on the showground. They saw the sport a year ago and they said they want to get involved. It's taken a year, they're now here, they're now racing. They've got a calm, collected nature about them. They're not really pushing, but they're doing what we'd expect from a new advanced team, that they're starting to build. And you can see this pony absolutely loving life, ears forward, rider just, showing her the game and explaining what this sport is, this crazy sport that we've come up with is.
Yeah, I mean, and what a test for this team, this course, 14 miles per hour into that corner, because, I mean, a lot of people basically struggle initially with coming into the sport. Is the fitness side of it. It's a lot of work on your arms and legs as well as your core for the boarder, and getting the communication with the horse and the team and the rider is very important, by the way.
And you've got to remember that the boarder is riding 9-inch wheels. Most people ride 8-inch, so he's got a bigger circumference. He's dealing with these ruts a bit better. Do you reckon the elite teams may be thinking right about now, do you know what, I wish I had some 9-inch wheels?
Well, everybody's got their different methods, but I think the elite teams are pretty much set on what they do already, if I know most of them correctly. But again, for horseboarding, I do think these bigger wheels can sometimes be such a good idea if you can quickly change for these courses. Oh, a slight bit of miscommunication there. Click on the horse there, keep it moving forward, and that should be fine. Oh, just losing the gate there. Can they just slip in? And they can, and keep the pony going.
Yeah, well, this happens. And the ride, it's a big course, it's a lot to handle. The rider now taking the pony on. Pony just checking, making sure the rider's paying attention as they come across there. But it's good work from the rider. I think that may end up being a yellow card from an extended period of trot and dropping into walk, because you've got to do the course at a yellow. But that'll be up to the referee. We're just commentators. We don't know what we're really talking about. But ladies and gentlemen, completing their third ever run in an arena, it is the team of Absolutely Fabulous.
Yeah, well done, guys. You've got to be happy with that, really. And well done through that troublesome bit and managed to pull that together.
I completely agree.
And that was really good.
And remember, these guys started where you are all now, on the other side of a barrier fence. So if you want to get involved in horseboarding, go to our website, horseboarding UK. Follow us on Facebook at Horseboarding UK. Or, even better, come to our trade stand. It is right next to the commentary box. Come on over, we're there after the racing, and you can have a chat with us and see how you, your horses, or you as a boarder can get involved.
Okay, now it's one of the elite teams, and TNT in the orange here. Ryan Roberts on the board, Amy on the horse, Little Indy, and we're going to see this team, I imagine, go for it straight away. They want to get this done as well. A lot of these teams knowing the ground is trouble, so let's see what they can do very quickly out there. This is going to be a long course for this team.
Yeah, as much support as you can give this little pony. She wanted to be a racehorse when she grew up. 25 miles an hour into corner one, matching the other thoroughbred as they came around this first corner now. Ryan Roberts going straight through the rough stuff. Amy opting to go through some of the thick grass as well, trying to avoid some of those divots as they turn through red back boots double gate onto the weave turn. The weave turn slightly changed as they take that tight corner. Slightly less work for the boarder as they come to the weave. Horse one side, board rider the other.
Oh, that's lovely. That's where this team can destroy other teams on the weave, and that was very quick. Not super quick, but nobody's doing it super quick today because of the ground. So that could still be really good for them. They're looking very, very proactive on this first run in the 3-run rotation. So they're looking to get this done early, and as they hit the 90, Ryan's doing a lot of work. 57 seconds, big pull on the front there. Ryan going over the top of the rope, trying to get set for the chicane first run, first corner, and he slipped in behind Indy. Already got his line back, so good control from Ryan.
Yeah, through the red back boots, double gate as they come onto the diagonal. Ryan going wide, just holding on for dear life. I think him actually paying attention to what line he's going on is completely gone. Indy moving so fast, he's losing boots, ladies and gentlemen. As they come across this last corner, give this little pony some cheering because they're going to cross the line, taking on all the ex-racehorses. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Top and Tails with a time of 96.3 seconds. It puts them in second place in the elite class.
Yeah, well, so a couple of seconds behind Dead Pigeon, so that's the first two elites gone, and I mean they're looking good. They're looking to go for it straight away. A couple of these teams, both those two teams, Tom, have done a very fast sort of first rotation. Is that just because they had that earlier practice today? Or do you think that's because they're looking to get this done before the course cuts up?
I think kind of both really. I think these teams are wanting to get out there, make sure the course isn't too bad, so they've got a good foundation run, and if they need to pull then they will. But for the team of Top and Tails, they know they haven't got any more gas in the tank. That was one run, pedal to the metal. 1-0.
Yeah, such a big course for Little Indy. We've seen her do it, and she can do it regularly. But sometimes, I think, combined with the heavy ground, it's going to be tough for her to be up there with the big boys today. But we have Just Drag come into the arena now. This is an advanced team. They came first earlier on today, and that's sort of been a battle with Send It siblings, as you saw earlier. But they'll be putting down probably a pretty steady first rotational run.
No, I didn't. Sorry,
they've got better and better, this team, every time we've seen them. This is a lot of work for Sean. I think I heard that maybe he slightly hurt his wrist back at camp. But from all this, it's very rutty, Tom, isn't it? There's lots of pulls and forces coming at different angles for the border.
Yeah, and I heard this team, they're pretty much ready now to go into the elite class, and I wouldn't be surprised if the next competition or the final, they'll be racing in the elite class. But their team tactics for this race are just pinching above Send It siblings. That's all they want to do. They don't want to go too fast. They just want to not Send It siblings and not overwork the pony, not overwork Sean. So they just know that they've got that in the tank.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's elite tactics really. Sort of just doing enough. You don't need to sort of destroy all the course, and it's a long old season, so you just want to beat your competition. Just get a little bit faster than them. Keep everybody happy, everybody in control, all the horse happy. And that's what they're doing here. It's making sure the horse is focused so that when they add a little bit more speed, they've still got that control. The horse knows what it's doing.
Yeah, and as they come round the last bend, they're looking good at the moment. If they just hold this pace, I think they're going to take the first place. It's 81, 82, 83. It might not be enough. We'll just have to see. We'll wait from our official timekeeper. Is it faster than...
No, it's not.
It's not enough to put them into first place. They stay in. So, Just Drag go into second place by less. Can we have the intermediate result? We'll just switch our scoring board and we will tell you exactly what that is. Just Drag going to second place by a massive 0.36 seconds. That's all that separates them and first place. Can we go back to first now?
Okay, yeah, so we got Chill Winston in, and they won earlier this morning, and they look like they're going to go out fast as well. So straight off, Winston straight through the starting line, and he's bounding down there. Aiden having to just tuck in with two hands, and there's a very quick speed. 27 being the top speed we had earlier on today, Tom.
Yeah, they're 26 now, and I can see Aiden look at the ground just moving underneath him. All those ruts and bubbles going underneath the board. That's going to absolutely tire out his legs so quick as they come onto the weave turn now. Aiden getting low. They're going to go straight through the water feature. No splash this time though. And then it's horse one side, board rider the other side. This is flying through there. That's an amazing weave, ladies and gentlemen. That deserves a round of applause as they come out onto this turn. They're going to be looking for the 90 degree.
Yeah, Aiden's taking some big pulls around these corners. He's got to take control. He's using a bit of a style where he tucks in his feet, tucks into the board as they hit the 90 degree at 53 seconds. Again, a big pull for Aiden. He's having to take that one-handed, but gets set into the chicane. This is really good work from this team. They're still increasing speed as they come out of the chicane. Oh, a big slip for Aiden, but he sat down. He's got to control. And that's really good boarding from Aiden. He's gone into the rough stuff, but he's still holding on. And I think they're really trying to go for it this one, Tom.
20 miles an hour into that corner. That's absolutely insane. Aiden's on the outside, working really hard. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, because this team are about to go into first place. And it is Chill Winston with a time of 88.56 seconds.
Well,
that is fast.
They're trying to end it there. They want to be done. They want to go home. And that's basically dropping the mic as a test for all the other teams. And everybody knows how difficult this course is. I've got a slight issue in the pits there.
So something we haven't mentioned is you can get a bonus point if your first run wins that heat. So right now, Chill Winston hold a bonus point. That's 11 points that they're going to take home if no one else or themselves beats that time.
And they won the extra points this morning actually, and if they can do that again today, that's walking away with an extra 2 points. It's for their championship. It's looking bleak for the other teams, but anything can happen at the moment. That's why we love it, and we're going to see another team next that can produce the goods. Just Wing It in the pink and grey, very up and down team, but recently changed their horse, and we sort of feel they've got a lot more control and composure in this team now, Tom, don't you think?
Yeah, this team, again, in between heats, talking about their tactics, they're focusing on the weave because they've had some trouble with the weave and the pony, not wanting to go through it, and their main focus is getting to Prague in November, where they will be competing in a 10,000 person stadium with 4 of the best horseboarding teams in the world. So right now they're not actually worried about winning the event. They just want to know they can train the horse, school it through that weave, and then they've got the pace. They know they've got the pace everywhere else. They just need to keep that composure within the horse.
Yeah, I think they'll still want to be a bit competitive while they do that though, Tom, and I know this team, they can go very quick, and Sandy's taken a lot of falls in the past, but he's become a very accomplished boarder and they have a lot of experience amongst them now.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're having to see Sandy almost start to change his boarding style as well with this new pony. Not down on the floor all the time.
Yeah, it's not as animated, is it, at all?
Not at the moment, but when they were doing 29 miles an hour at the last competition, he was definitely animated. But that was a beautiful weave, nice work from the rider Annette Rush and Sandy just following through. They may start to slightly increase the pace now just to see what the pony could do, but then again, Annette might not. Who knows? I'm not riding the horse.
You can see how hard these boarders are having to work just on the straights, just sitting right back with a sort of Z-type shape. As 90 degrees, 67 seconds, big pull on Sandy's shoulders there, having to take it. He's done very well Still looking very composed, not going too much faster. Oh, he's taking a bit pull on the corner there, having to go right down on his front. But again, he seemed to be used to that, Tom.
Yeah, he's having to get low. These ruts, where he's trying to get low, the ruts are catching him and kind of standing him back up. It's not his natural position to be stood up. Sandy likes to be laid down and going flat out. 15 miles an hour into the last corner. Sandy keeping wide, making sure he's as far away from those ruts as he possibly can. As they come on, it's a nice bit of work from this team. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. All the love for the pony. It's the team of Just Wing It.
Yeah, it's a great run for them, really. They're really sort of showing the composure and consistency that these teams need to at the elite level. And what time have we got there?
With a time of 109.25 seconds. I kind of expected that. They weren't pushing, they weren't racing. They were just there to get through the weave. I'd expect potentially their last run, they'll add a bit of pace on, just to see if they've still got that control into the weave after having a bit faster turn.
Yeah, they'll just squeeze a bit more out and try and keep that control as the day goes on, and that's what you want to see from these teams, just see how far they can push it but keep their borders with them. And this is a team of Blues and Twos coming to the arena, ladies and gentlemen. Tom, this is one of your favourite teams. They are probably up there fighting it with Chill Winston as usual today, a bit of a nemesis for Chill Winston.
They've got the pace, but they couldn't get through the weave this morning. But as they start off, this horse just absolutely destroys the ground. She looks like she's aquaplaning as she runs 25 miles an hour into turn one. Ryan Roberts getting low. You can see those massive calves of his working extremely hard as he comes through here. I've never seen calves like it, if I'm honest. As he goes through the red back boots double gate, they're now going to turn onto the weave. This is where they've got to get it right. This is where they were failing.
Oh, there's some bad ground here as well. Ryan goes straight through it, and a bit of a splash. They hit the weave, and that looks clear and fast. So they'll be pretty happy with that, Tom. I think Ryan's got sprayed all over his face, but if they could go, slight pull out of the corner there, but he's coming good.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to get behind this team. They've got through the weave extremely quick. Make some noise, because they're going to be going as fast as they can as Ryan goes right through the rough stuff.
55 on the split time.
It's a
Every
second
ball
up.
Getting such a big pull off the 90 there. They're sending them all out of shape to the chicane. Ryan slipped in back behind Sally though. He's going to have to do a lot of work to get around this corner at this pace. He does. Wow, he's still fighting. He's gone. Oh, the grimace on his face as he came out that corner. He knew it was coming. He knew he was going to eat some of that grass. He looks all right. And if we can just have a check on the
hold the race,
please.
So just our ground crew getting there. The rope just got a little bit tangled in the tail, but all good. It was a good release. The rope just bounced. So that was an amazing run. Ryan Roberts, wow. If they can replicate that, then they've got it. But Ryan, I don't know how you're going to survive that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this was the case, but Ryan, it looked like he got such a massive pull out of the 90 into the chicane, was fighting his sort of line to get in behind Sally on the chicane, and then had too much work to do coming out of that corner. And he was going down for a while. It looked like for me. I mean, I know the way he boards, and that's some great stuff anyway from that team. Really pushing the limits.
I thought he was falling off when he was this side of the commentary box, and then he got all the way to the other side, then came off.
He's such
known as Ryan Caveman Roberts.
He's always a bit on the edge, and that's why that team are great to watch. So yeah, look out for them. That's just one of their first runs already done. So. Oh, well, I can't wait to see what the other teams want to do. Chill Winston have already obviously laid it down, and that means that these other teams have got to come here, Tom, and do something special. It's got to be clean, hasn't it? And steady.
Well, I think now we've got the team of Spare Parts coming out. There's Amy Fordham, her fiance on the board is Luke de Chastelaine, and the horse is Archie. They started to race this morning, and they almost made the finish line before Luke had a very big crash. 4 meters away from the finish line. Now that's going to play on your brain. Alright, you're going to be thinking it up and going, right, I just need to get round. So I think this is going to be a steadier run from them, and they're going to just build that confidence back up on this very tough ground.
Yeah, well, most teams in a situation like that, you get a fall, it sort of knocks the wind about a bit confidence out of you. You just build up again slowly. Next race, you just try and get a steady one run down, talk to each other, make sure everything's all right, and that's what they'll be doing on this run. Really, it's just sort of a confidence builder, and then you can just squeeze on the speed for each rotational run. Now, obviously, they've only got 3 today. After their spill this morning, Luke did look like he had a really bad fall in front of us, but he seems okay and he's back on the board.
He's choosing the lines that put him right in the rough stuff, coming around that top corner. He needs to start thinking about riding the outside. Get away from the rough stuff. Get away from anything that's going to really try and trip you up as much as you can, when you start going really fast in the sport.
No, it's a good point. Sometimes the boarders like to skate on the outside of the horse's foot mark so that they can get a bit flatter ground as they hit the weave. Good, touch on the first cone, so that's a 1 second penalty.
It's only a second, so it's not really going to slow these guys down. They're going to be in 6th place, so what they're going to be aiming for is to surpass Just Wing It with a time of 109.75. That's going to be their aim for this run as they come down the long straight onto the 90. Straight through the rough stuff.
72nd on the split there again. The board is struggling there. I don't know what's happening with that corner. They have been saying that there's obviously it just changes grip round there, so you get a massive pull from all of that. No, I mean, Luke's looking good through the chicane, and if they just keep pulling him through some of these corners, because it does get a bit boggy. The ground's looking really struggling around some of these top corners here.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to dry out overnight, but as they head up across the diagonal towards the Ferris wheel into Bruco Bend, it's 13 miles an hour. It was this corner that caught Luke out last time. He just needs to just stick to the outside, and he's going to get a completed run after that big fall last time. Amy just needs to keep the pace on. Luke just needs to focus on the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Spare Parts with a time of 116.38 seconds. What does that do to the schools? 1 touch, that becomes 117. That puts them into 5th place because, of course, Blues and Twos don't have a recorded time yet.
No, exactly. They're just putting down the rotational runs, their first ones. Some of them approach it differently, but Spare Parts always do start off building it up slowly, and especially after, as we said, after Luke's fall, they'll be really happy with that, just getting around and getting their confidence back.
So this is Dead Pigeon, and it's Charlie Buss with Aidan Beamish once again. Dead Pigeon currently in 2nd place by 5.72 seconds. The horse is Orangy Boom as they come across the top corner, 23, 24 miles an hour, accelerating around this top rutted end of the arena. And looking really fluid. It doesn't look crazy fast, but it's very fluid, long striding horse.
Yeah, it's got a lovely stride, this horse, and it's new to the sport. Orangy Boom, she's only raced the odd competition, so still getting into it, but starting to learn how to take the course in her stride, really. So hitting the weave here at a very good pace. Starts to touch on the middle cone. I believe that was from the horse, Tom.
Yeah, and a lot of work from Aidan having to get around there as they come out of this weave on the Horseboarding UK banner end of the arena. Now looking towards and they've withdrawn. 1 touch, and they're just pulling out. They know that it's not worth racing, that they cannot hit that top spot, even with a 2nd penalty, because this course is so big and so hard to actually get around.
Yeah, I think as the weavers at the beginning of the race on the B course, they're choosing basically to conserve energy for their next runs, because it's such a big course. So they're actually dropping some of their races. But I mean, it's a risky policy, but I think probably right in Orangy Boom's case.
Yeah, and I've just heard from the pits that Top and Tails have retired from this heat's racing, and Spare Parts have retired from this heat's racing. I think Luke is still, feeling the effects of a big crash. I just wanted to get time on the board. With that in mind, I do have to say thank you very much to the St John's Ambulance, who have helped out a couple of our boarders during the heats and made sure that they're okay and ready back to racing. With you guys looking after us, we feel a lot safer. But now this is the team of Send It Siblings, and it's a tactical withdrawal. Interesting. They're saving his legs.
Oh, they're saving his legs. That's the one, Tom. Well done. Of course.
Yeah, he wants as much time, but it's still a long walk back to the pits from there.
Yeah, maybe they should have pulled him right the way around here and then dropped him off here just to save his legs a bit more. But these teams, they have to make these decisions in the pits. People try things all outside the box, but within the rules, of course. And they'll be just hoping to maybe nail it on the last one, put everything into the last run. And that's fair enough. I mean, I've tried that before in my teams, Tom. Sometimes it can work and sometimes it can cause you pain.
So, Send It Siblings are currently in first in the advanced class by 0.36 of a second. Just Drag have said their tactic is to only just do enough. So they're now out here and they have to find 0.36 seconds to take first place, and that is why Send It Siblings have taken a tactical withdrawal, because they know they might have to fight back after this. What will Just Drag do? Will they put it to bed, or will they just try and eke above and leave the door open for Send It Siblings? Into the first corner, 20 miles an hour. It's quick for an advanced class team as they come around, and Sean looking very comfortable at the moment, Ross.
Yeah, this is looking like a very proactive run. This is to try and take it off Send It Siblings. I can tell you that now. Sean having to fight. I mean, if you look at the boards bouncing around all over the floor, you can see these holes and ruts as they hit the 90 degree, 28 seconds on the split. Sean handling that pull out of that corner very well. As they come into the chicane here, this team looking quite very composed at the moment. He's got a bit of a slip out there, the border having to dig in. But there's communication between the team is... I can't see if Sean's come out there all right. He has indeed, so from this angle he's looking good.
He's having to get really far back to take off some of the pressure as he comes around this top corner. It's 55 seconds. They have all the time in the world to get around now, and all they've got to do is just keep this pace and not push any more, and they will take first place. What are they going to do? As they come, ladies and gentlemen, it is Just Drag, and they take back first place with a time of 72.59 seconds. That is a 10+ second gap they have just put between themselves and Send It Siblings.
Well, they did more than enough there, more than enough. 10 seconds is quite substantial. And that's a sign of a very good team, I believe, Tom. I think you'll see that team in elites at some point, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully, but that puts all the pressure back on Send It Siblings. Josh's legs, he said himself, they're worn out. They have one of two options: either don't race or just go for gold.
Everybody should go for gold, Tom, as you know, and I think they will. Talking of gold, gold and black, that's what this team are wearing as come into the arena here, Chill Winston. And they're right at the top, looking to continue their winning ways. Aidan Beamish on the board, Charlie Buss on Winston. And they come out straight away very strong, I imagine, because this is basically fighting for the top here, Tom.
Well, they're already in first place. What do you think they're going to do here, Ross? They've got an 88.56 seconds.
Oh, they've pulled already at a very fast pace, I've got to say. Usually the teams just sort of crawl out of the start there, but they kind of exploded and then pulled.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, again, another tactical withdrawal. They know that Blues and Twos have got the pace to take them on, but we've seen Ryan fall once already. They're going to take the gamble that Blues and Twos are going to have to work extremely hard to beat that run. And also, remember, Chill Winston have a bonus point right now. They don't want to just throw that away willy-nilly.
I think that's it, Tom. You're spot on. And that and saving everybody's energy, because I know this course is really sucking up the energy of everybody in the team. It's going all into the grass everywhere. And but we'll see what they can do later on. This team has got to answer something now, surely. And what do you think they're going to do, Tom? Fast or fast?
I think they're going to pick the pace up. I think they're going to push, we'll see 20, 21 miles an hour into corner one, and then that should just be enough to see if they've got the control to bring it back for the weave. So it's just wing it as they come across the long straight onto Bruco Bend. 23 miles an hour. I was a couple of miles an hour off there, but hey ho.
Oh yeah, certainly having to do a lot of work. His hands coming out there at the back. You can see how much work he's doing. He's standing a bit higher than he usually does. I guess that's because of the ground, Tom. Usually gets very far down on his board, and it looks to me a little bit more comfortable, but I guess that is the problem with this rutty course, that they can't see because of the long grass.
And this is where they've got to get it right again. They've got to bring the horse back. They've got to get the weave. Horse one side, board rider the other. It's quick, and they managed to do it. That was a great bit of work. Sandy getting left behind and getting a massive pull there. But that is a good bit of work by this team. Now they're going to start adding the pace. He's gone right out wide into the long rough grass. But it's a good run. They've managed to get that weave clean. It was a lot of work from the horse rider. 60 seconds on the split.
Yeah, 60 seconds. That's a good split time for this team. They're looking very good indeed. Sandy is holding on for his dear life as he was going around in front of us. Gritting his teeth. Might be mud actually, but it's looking really good round that corner. Great boarding from Sandy as he goes into the rough stuff.
He's so tired.
Looking after him, isn't she, Tom?
Yeah, look at that. Look at the shape of his body getting pulled over the front. You can see the way he sits down. He's back up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great bit of work from them.
That's going to affect him on this corner, Tom. He's managed to pull it together. Has he got it together? He has indeed. And he says go as they go over the line. Ladies and gentlemen, just wing it. What a great ending to that race.
With a time of 97.91 seconds, it keeps them in fourth place, but with only 1.61 seconds separating them and Top and Tails in third. It's possible they could take third place off Top and Tails on their next run.
Yeah, because Top and Tails have retired, haven't they? So that's going to be interesting to see if they can do something there. And the next team
this is where it gets serious. Blues and Twos are back on the field. We saw this team take on the current leaders, Chill Winston. They were a second up on the split. They have the pace to take first place. But ladies and gentlemen, they're going to need all the support they can. Ryan's going to have to hear some voices because he's going to have to dig and give everything his body has to offer as they come along the long straight now onto Bruco Bend. 25 miles an hour into this extremely rutted ground that's very sapping on energy from horse and border as well.
Oh, Ryan having to do a lot of work there, holding on with both hands as he crawls up the line to get on the left-hand side outside of Sally as they come right round, swing right round to hit the centre line going into the weave. A big pull again from Sally, trying to pull him through the wet stuff. There's a big puddle there as they hit the weave.
It's a 1 second penalty. What are they going to do here? I think we're going to see a withdrawal. Maybe I'm wrong. They look like they're going for it.
Oh, they can take off a second, Tom, can't they? Surely, if they just really go for it, put on the power now. They've still got to keep control.
55 seconds on the split. They are a second up already, and they've just lost a second with that touch. This is going to be so close. Within hundredths of a second if they can get across the finish line. This is where it went wrong last time, ladies and gentlemen. Watch close. Ryan goes wide. He's got to dig in, get back on the right line, and he's done it. Now all they have is this corner as they hit Bruco Bend. It is 18 miles an hour. Ryan right on the outside, digging in deep. Ladies and gentlemen, make a massive round of applause. Make some noise as they come across the finish line. It's 91 seconds, 92 seconds on the split, on the finish line, and that puts them into...
With one touch.
With one touch, their time becomes 93.02 seconds. That puts them into second place.
Oh, what a run. That's a really good run from them. I mean, knowing them, they'll still want to be first, but that puts them up into second, and they'll be happy with that. It's a shame about that touch. That's how close these teams are. When you get a touch or anything like that, it makes so much difference. They really need to get a clean run, but they're obviously all so tired from racing on this very energy-sapping course. That's the challenge.
Like the game's over.
So we just had our outside or backseat commentator come back into the commentary box telling us, I don't know how these teams are still coming out. They're all exhausted. They're going to enjoy a nice cold beer in the beer tent later this evening. 24 miles an hour. It is the team of Dead Pigeon. It's Aidan Beamish and Charlie Buss coming out again. How many times do you want to come out on this course as a boarder?
I know, they've got to be sort of really, their arms will be screaming at them for some of these boarders. Oh, it goes a bit over the top there, Aidan. From this angle, that would look like a bit of a problem, but he's using that sort of technique of just holding double-handed all the way and sitting low so you can move your board around, hitting the weave at a very quick pace. Oh, and that's clear. What a weave from Dead Pigeon. Orangi Boom showing she could do that easily.
That is where you need the pace on this course,
Oh,
Ross, because
brilliant.
that is absolutely amazing
Yeah,
as they come across this top end. Now going towards the 90-degree split time. What is the split time? It is 55 seconds on the split. They're matching blues and twos. Aidan nearly letting go again. All the ruts telling him to let go, but he just won't.
Oh, he's all over the place here. He's getting pulled and pushed, and he's fighting all the way, really showing why he's one of the top boarders there. Yeah, I mean, you can see some of these boarders, you never board with two hands like this, and they're really struggling, but they're fighting all the way around. And these riders looking after them as it goes 17 miles per hour into that corner. That's not slow. Although Orangi's starting to slow up on this ground as well. Let's see what they can get. Push them on, ladies and gentlemen. Get behind this team and say that's a great run from this team and a great weave, especially Dead Pigeons.
With a time of 98.08 seconds, it's not their fastest. They stay in third place. But you know, you just seen Orangi just coming off the pace there. This ground, you know, working the horses as much as the boarders, and Charlie just letting her run on, not asking too much.
No, and they came fourth earlier on today, so third is an improvement, that's progress, so well done to them. And next into the arena is the pink and grey of Just Wing It.
So, Just Wing It are currently in 5th place. They need 1.61 seconds to move themselves into 4th, or they need 9.35 to go into 1st.
I think they'll probably choose the first one, I reckon. Top and Tails will be their victims if they can get that sort of
And
slight
this is more
progress on their time.
proactive as they go 27 miles an hour into turn 1. What are this team doing? That's the fastest we've seen all weekend around this course, Ross. Oh, and he's down. Release. Good release. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Just Wing It, pushing the limits and finding the edge, which happens to be Sandy's bum.
Receiving.
Well, unlucky Sandy. I mean, that was very quick, a bit out of nowhere.
And that was
team
it. That was
showed
the last
so much
round. That was the last one.
composure and control,
Carousel.
and then tried to win it on the last one. So fair play to them. Being a great boarding up until that last bit, Sandy.
And that was
Really
the
happy.
last run. We didn't even know, and that was it. So, ladies and gentlemen, our teams are going to carousel now. So we'll just go through the results of the advanced class first. So in 3rd place in the advanced class, it's the brand new team of Absolutely Fabulous.
Yeah, and then we have in the red Send It siblings. They became 2nd place.
I really thought they were going to try their last run, you know, and just see what happened. But a great race from them. But in 1st place in the advanced class, in the lead by over 10 seconds, 10.8 seconds, it is Just Drag.
From the elite. We have the elite. Okay, into the elites. So, in 6th place we have Spare Parts.
In 5th place is Just Wing It.
In 4th place, Top and Tails.
In 3rd, it is Dead Pigeon.
And Blues and Twos in 2nd place, running the 1st place very close, Tom.
And still unbeaten so far in 3 rounds, it is Chill Winston in 1st. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a great crowd, but please, a round of applause for our riders of Horseboarding UK. Well, that's it from us today. Please come back, and thank you to Living Heritage and all the traders who make this show possible. We'll be back tomorrow. Come back, it's sunny then as well, and you'll see a completely different variation of this course because we're going to have to move it completely. Thank you very much for now. We've been Horseboarding UK.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a final round of applause for all the horseboarding UK teams, and of course the commentary team inside the commentary box as well.